Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about manufacturing and specifically the frustrations and problems that come from manufacturing. And I think the vast majority of people have been here, and this is what a lot of people find with manufacturing is the frustrations of selling stuff. So we're going to take a bit of a deeper dive into why and the hows and the stuff that comes with that. So if you haven't subscribed, then please do leave a like if you like the video, and feel free to comment, share any views that you have. So a question that I often get asked in regards to manufacturing is, once I've built something, put it on the market, how often do I amend the price? And the general answer to that is I don't. And we can see here a great example of the two reinforced carbon fibres. Now obviously this one finishes in 1 day and 3 hours, and the one above it in 10 days. Now this one isn't going to sell, but I've left it regardless. And there's a couple of reasons why it hasn't sold, and again we'll come back to this specific example in a moment. But yeah, you can see, so I say I haven't amended them and they're going to just slowly tick down, and we can see all the way down here that, you know, there's numerous items that are slowly ticking down. And yeah, again, I don't need to generally amend my orders. I expect my items to sell, and this therefore saves me any of the hassle and the brokerage problems, fees associated with amending orders, which all in all should hopefully maximize the amount of profit that I'm making from each and every manufacturer. So for an example, Valkyries, Valkyrie Tech 2s. So we can see here that the line is generally quite flat. It's gone up a bit, it's gone down a bit, but if we decide to zoom in on this, we can see here there are big dips and rises all in all. And this is what we need to be looking at. And again, you have to be factoring. This is the general reason, or not the general reason, but it's one of the reasons I don't use external sites for checking what is worth building at the moment. I do a lot of the calculations myself, which can be a little time consuming, and that's not to say that external sites can't help you, but what happens is, with the vast majority of things as well elsewhere, you get the 20/80 rule. So 20% of the profitable items, 80% of people will be making. And this is what these websites don't help, because obviously you load up X website and it says, you know, this is the most profitable item right now. And everybody else has access to that very specific information. They see what's profitable and they go out and make it. So everybody's chasing the high profit items. And this is why we get the peaks and troughs. So as an item increases in price for whatever reason, whether it's some of the abyssal sites, the PvP ones, or whether somebody's just bought out the market, all of a sudden we'll get a spike in price. And that is because generally there's, you know, we can see here that there was an extraordinary amount bought compared to an average day. That spiked the price, and then the price crashes hard. And that is because basically up here, everybody's looking at the same information and going, oh my word, I can make 5 million ISK a second making Valkyries. And therefore everybody puts their production stuff into action. So you're this little builder, you know, you've got your 10 slots, you see that you're making 5 billion ISK per second doing Valkyries, so, you know, you put some in, because, you know, you're going to make an absolute fortune when they sell. And it takes you a day and a bit to obviously manufacture, invent, and do the rest of it. And then you come back to the market, and the market is, you know, pretty much at its peak, and it's just peaking as you've finished, because you and 45 other people have also just finished building at the exact same time. And so you and everybody else are right now trying to sell your product. So you bang yours on the market at, well, it would be here, so we'll say, for ease of use, it's a million ISK per unit. And, you know, 45 other people are now listing their stuff, but they obviously have to list it cheaper than everybody else to make sure they have the highest sell order. So you've listed yours at a million, and everybody else has knocked 10k off. And so all of a sudden we're down to 90k, 90,000 ISK per unit. So what do? Do you amend yours to chase it down? So yeah, basically I need to sell these because it's selling for a really good price. So you amend your order, you drop it down to the 95, and another 5 people come and undercut you pretty much straight away, because everybody is desperately trying to sell their product at this point. And we can see that's why all of a sudden you get the market plunge. We've had the lack of supply, which has pushed the price up. Now everybody's built at the very peak, and now everybody's desperately trying to sell, trying to maximize as much ISK that they can get. And some people obviously will be able to sell their product. There will be people buying, and you'll get lucky and you'll sell all your product. But the vast majority of us end up stuck with either Valkyries at the peak here, where we've tried to sell it, or if again you've then amended your buy orders or your sell orders several times, you've chased the market down, and now you've come to the conclusion that, right, that was a waste of time. I've made no money because I've amended my orders too much, and well, what a complete waste of time that was. I shouldn't have bothered. Manufacturing sucks. I give up. And if you were to do my approach, you would basically be sitting around here, and the market wouldn't come back to you for another 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 3.5 months. Basically, it would take for the Valkyries to get back to the point where you'd listed them. So, how do I get around this? I don't put the items for sale at this price. So if the market is spiking, you need to be aware and check the graphs to see if a market is spiking. And this can be often done just by clicking on the item and looking at the average price. So we can see here that Valkyries are currently 2% above their average, and they are selling probably 4% below, 11% below. So yeah, there's I expect the price to be going down in regards to that, but again, we're kind of level at the moment. So, but the point is that you don't want to be listing at the very peak of the market, because again, the chances of it coming back to you is going to be quite some time. So you want to be listing it at a more reasonable price. So if we take the 95k, yes, you would have missed out if you'd have built them at the. You can still build them obviously at a profit here, but you're trying to maximize your profits. So you will earn less ISK if you put them down at a more reasonable price. But you can see here that it would only have taken us, if we'd have put these on at 93k, they would have sold within a month, because the next spike happens literally a month after. So instead of holding on to these for months and months and months, if you're trying to maximize the ISK that you're making in so say placing these sell orders at the peak, then you're going to have a lot longer time to wait. And sometimes it can be a good while before it reaches that price again. It's not to say that it won't ever reach. It will probably get back there for whatever reason, but it takes a good while. So you want to be basically putting your stuff on a more reasonable price. Again, you want to work out roughly what it is that you're willing to work for and how much ISK is reasonable for you. So with the reinforced carbon fiber, obviously my order is about to run out here. I have 1 day and 3 hours, and we can see here these are new items that were recently introduced in May, and you can see basically the starts high, gets low, and we've kind of we don't have the peaks and troughs at the moment because, again, it's a newish item. But as I said, my order here is about to run out. And you can see here a lot of other people do exactly the same. These guys also listed their products at roughly the same time as me and haven't bothered to come back to amend it. Some of it possibly sold, some of it didn't. But again, constantly amending your buy orders is a surefire way to lose ISK in the short term, really, because again you're constantly paying a broker fee. Now obviously this one is about to run out, so what I will do, I will amend this accordingly, and we will go down to 1422. So change of 89 million, broker fee of 300k. So again, quite happy. Again, I listed that very, very high because at the time the market was high, and now I'm just basically, as I say, going to relist it, and I will wait. I expect this to sell relatively okay because, as you can see, the market is generally in a bit of an upturn, although it has petered out slightly. So watch this space. But the general gist is that I won't be amending this until, well, forever, unless it runs out of the 90 days. So that is why and how I get around the marker broker fees, that I don't amend the orders unless they are literally about to run out. So the general gist there is make an item at a reasonable price. And again, this is why I don't use a lot of external websites. I basically do a lot of the calculations myself. One reason was obviously sometimes these websites disappear, never to return. And if you are relying on these to try and work out whether you should be making something, it can obviously scupper you quite hard when the website crashes or goes down. Again, then I'm not chasing the top 20 items that everybody else is chasing. And again, it just... I enjoy the working out part as well. So again, that's not to say that external sites that tell you what you should be building aren't useful and helpful. They can give you a good idea of what is obviously moving. And again, you don't necessarily have to go for the top items. You can go somewhere in between, which will be getting a lot less attention in general. So they do have their uses definitely, but yeah, I don't use them, and again, I think this is a reason why a lot of people get frustrated with manufacturing, that you can end up building something, getting stuck with it, amending it numerous times, still being stuck with it, and end up losing ISK. And then obviously people throw their hands up, don't know what's happened, get annoyed, and then say manufacturing is awful, I'm never doing this again. And again, I can understand why you would get to that point of view as well. You know, it's quite a logical conclusion to come to, that I'm always getting stuck with the items I'm building. So yeah, I hope that was useful and helpful. Again, if you've got anything you'd like to add to that, then please put something in the comments, let me know. And with that, thanks for your time, thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you again soon.